Hello everybody, I'm Dave Fox with Globejotting.com in my new home in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, or Saigon as it is once again being casually called. I am so excited to finally be living here. I've been in Singapore for the last 4 years, and my wife Katina and I have just moved to Saigon, and I love this city so much. I am thrilled to be here. It is Wednesday, August 12th, 2015, and I used to have a segment on Globejotting. It was a short-lived segment, which I called One Take Wednesdays, where I would just ramble in a single take about whatever was on my mind for a couple of minutes and slap it up on YouTube. I am here today on Wednesday, August 12th, 2015, to formally announce that I am not, I repeat not, bringing back One Take Wednesdays. But I am hoping to create some little video diaries where I'll be talking a little bit about life in Vietnam. Some of them I will be shooting at home. Some of them I will hopefully be shooting out in the streets and fun things like that. Anyway, what I want to talk to you about today is one of the most baffling challenges you will face if you come here as a first-time visitor. It's the money. I come from the United States, where I typically will have 4 different banknotes in my wallet at any given time. I'll have the $20 bill, the 10, the 5, and the 1. There are bigger bills, of course, 50s and 100s and so on, but I tend to only have those 4 that I am typically carrying around. Now, in Vietnam, things get a little bit more complicated. They don't use coins here, really. There are some coins that are sort of still in circulation, but you hardly ever see them. Everything pretty much is paper money. Now, the largest bill that you can get in Vietnam is this, the 500,000 Dong note, a 500,000 Vietnamese Dong, which is worth about $22.78 American cents. There are, at the time I'm recording this, 21,946 Dong to the US dollar. So this is the largest bill you will find in Vietnam. Now, they have the 500,000 Dong note, the 200,000 Dong note, the 100,000 Dong note, 50,000, 20,000, 10,000. This is worth about 46 American cents, this one. We got 5,000 Dong. That is Ho Chi Minh that you're seeing on all of these, the ones where his face has been showing. He's on one side of every banknote. The 2,000 Dong note, the 1,000, and 500 Vietnamese Dong, which is worth about 2 American cents. There is still a 500 Dong coin that you occasionally see floating around, though I have not seen one in a long, long time. The other day, when we were moving into our new house, in a drawer, I found this. Can you see that on the camera? This is 200 Vietnamese Dong. Nobody uses these anymore. I actually remember these from my first trip here in 2008, back when there were only 17,000 Dong to the American dollar. Now, the 500 Dong note, worth 2 cents, even these people don't really like very much anymore. Sometimes people just don't like to use them. They don't have them. It has happened to me more than once where I've been out shopping, gone into a grocery store, and for change, instead of giving me 500 Dong, they've given me a delicious piece of tamarind candy, which actually I'd rather have than 500 Dong. Now, here's where things really get baffling. If you're living here, this is still very much a cash economy. There are a lot of things that we in many other countries would pay for with a credit card, with a bank transfer, or a check, or something along those lines. Big stores here, big department stores, grocery stores, things like that. The really big ones will sometimes take credit cards. But just as an example, we pay our monthly rent in cash. I'm not going to get into how much we pay in rent. I will tell you that in Singapore, we were living in a tiny 2-bedroom apartment, and in Saigon, we are living in a 3-story house for 1/3 of what we were paying in Singapore. So housing is cheap here and horrifically expensive in Singapore. But I just want to show you, when you go to an ATM, sometimes they don't even have the 500,000 Dong notes in the machine. They only have the 100,000s. And so this right here is equal to about 100 US dollars. Our rent here for our house it's more than $100, and we have to fork over a big pile of cash every month. Now, I was chatting with our realtor who comes and collects that rent from us. She has some clients who are staying in these huge mansions that cost $5,000 a month, 5,000 US dollars. These people hand her huge stacks of cash once a month, which she puts in her purse and then motorbikes across town with. And she's got to be very careful. I would be nervous as hell carrying that much money around. Anyway, there's a little bit about money in Vietnam. And one thing I should mention, if you are thinking about coming here, I strongly advise you get used to the exchange rate in relation to your own local currency before you arrive. And the reason for that is with all of these zeros, things can get a little confusing. All right, I said I'm doing this in one take. That was my microphone I just knocked over. Sorry if you were listening on earphones. I might have just deafened you. Anyway, where was I? It's all about not being a perfectionist, boys and girls. Okay, here's what I was going to say. The 10,000 dong note and the 100,000 dong note, the zeros can get confusing. Most people here are honest, but occasionally you will get someone who will play games with foreigners and add on an extra zero, hoping that you're just not doing the exchange rate. You'll be thinking quickly, and then you give them 10 times what you should be paying them. So be careful with that when you're here. Also, just one other little frustration that I find is that the 2,000 and the 1,000 dong notes, basically same size and same color. They look so much alike. It's tricky keeping them apart, and you just have this big jumble of cash in your hand, or your wallet, or whatever. So anyway, there's a little bit of currency in Vietnam. Also want to just tell you quickly, I'm going to be doing basically what I've been doing now that I have moved here. I do have a new job as the Vietnam correspondent for a travel industry website, so that will be taking up some of my time, and that's industry news. It's not the kind of stories that I normally would put on Globejotting, but I do have some really exciting things coming up. I have been strongly advised by some business advisors back in Seattle to relaunch the Globejotting podcast. So I'm going to be working on that. It's going to be probably another month or two before the first episode is out because I'm still getting settled here and I've got to get my recording situation set up so that I'm not knocking over microphones and things. But the Globejotting podcast is coming back, and I am looking to interview anybody who has had really unusual, unique travel experiences. If that is you, or if you know somebody, it might be something that happened as a tourist, or something somebody who's living in an unusual location, anything like that. I would love to hear from you. You can email me at dave@globejotting.com. I am looking for guests for my podcast. Also, the Globejotting tours are back, Globejotting writing adventures, and hopefully this spring, and I hope to be formally announcing this very, very soon. We're going to be doing basically a traveling travel writing workshop around southern and central Vietnam and Saigon, down in the Mekong Delta, and then up in central areas, Da Nang, Hue, Hoi An. It's going to be a great time, and we will be teaching some travel writing courses along the way. So stay tuned for that. I've also got a brand new writing course coming up, an online writing course on the psychology of writing, and it's going to be all about the mental challenges that we face as writers, everything from writer's block to procrastination, dealing with distractions, dealing with demands from family, fears about phobias about pitching stories to agents, about exposing your writing to the world, things like that. I'm working on that course right now. By the time you see this video, it may have already been created. If you have any particular mental challenges, if you are a writer, I would love to hear what they are. So again, please email me and tell me about them. Even if I've already created the course, it's a lesson I can always add later. If you're interested in finding out about that and my other courses, my other online writing courses, travel writing, humor writing, and others, you can go to globejotting.com/classes. Oh, and I should also mention that tour I was talking about, globejotting.com/tours is where you'll find the latest information on any travel writing workshops or other things that I'm doing. So anyway, that's a little bit about what's been going on with me. It's been a very, very hectic last 2.5 months. I've been living out of a suitcase since the end of May as I moved from Singapore, spent a bunch of time traveling around the United States, and then finally made my way over here to Saigon. But I will be settled soon, and Globejotting will be back to its normal ridiculousness. So you can be excited for that. Thank you for watching in Saigon, Vietnam. For Globejotting.com, I'm Dave Fox. See you again soon. Take care.